If the only trips you've been taking this summer have been guilt trips for not getting enough writing done, then you're in the right place, my friend. Every fall, I hear graduate students say something along the lines of, I should have gotten more writing done, and I think they're measuring themselves against an impossible standard. So let's throw away that guilt together and talk about ways to end the summer without the guilt. If you're just joining me, hi, I'm Dr. Stacey Garapi. I have my PhD in music education. I've been a writer and researcher for over 10 years and a mom for over 2. And I specialize in helping writers like you with full plates and even fuller hearts to be efficient in your writing and research and enjoy your lives. Welcome to Crayons in My Manuscript, Summer Edition. So today I want to talk about the myth of the perfect summer. Let's start there, because we get out in May and we're so excited, or we're so relieved, or we're so exhausted, and we think, finally summer, this big stretch of time where I can get things done. I could adjunct, or I could save some money, I could earn some money maybe, or I could, not spend as much money. And then the reality of life crashes in on us and kids get sick, or people that we're caring for need things, or our finances are tighter than we want them to, and our waistlines are tighter than we want them to be, and vacations are stressful, or we're moving, or we're changing jobs, and y'all, the productivity just kind of goes out the window. So what we end up doing is comparing this idealized version of a productive, perfect summer to the reality that smacked us on the behind. And they're so disparate that we really set ourselves up for failure by doing this, by comparing our summers to an imaginary one that just never existed. So what can we do? We can first realize that progress doesn't always feel like progress. What do I mean by that? Well, this summer, one of the things that I'm proud of myself for is that we've been working on potty training with my toddler. And if you've ever done anything with potty training, you know that it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, which oddly sounds a lot like dissertation writing, to be honest, because you have to take it 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You have to go through the very windy road to get to the end of things, and a lot gets done during sleep. Sleep solidifies so much in a toddler's brain, and for academics, we get a lot done in the times that we're resting. So for you, maybe it's not potty training. Maybe for you, it's that you are figuring out something that doesn't work for your project. Maybe you are taking the time to read through some things a little more carefully. Maybe you're even making some really big changes. I'll tell you all that I changed from one PhD program to a completely different one, literally transferred out of one university to another into a completely different program in my PhD. Who does that? And all of that happened over a summer. And so if I was trying to gauge my productivity by this big change and trying to make a bunch of stuff happen, I would have been really disappointed in myself. But I was making huge progress toward the kind of academic and person that I wanted to be. Someday I'll do an episode on that whole transition and what ended up happening there. But my point is this: research looks messy sometimes. It looks messy from the outside because it is. The second thing that I want us to do, okay, so progress doesn't always look like progress, and let's consider inventorying the things that we did get done in a way that's a little bit different. What do I mean by that? Ask things like, what did I learn? What things became clearer? What things became muddier? Like, how did I kind of muddy the waters? And what sort of questions began to arise for me? What sorts of things, what habits did I develop? What relationships did I strengthen? And that can even be with yourself. Like, you can begin to know a little bit more about yourself when you have the time and space and you're not being crowded in by an academic calendar to learn those sorts of things. What obstacles did I overcome? And what sort of things am I going to take with me into the fall? those things we can begin to inventory, and man, they can start racking up real quick. And we can start seeing that we actually were more productive than we gave ourselves credit for. This is the academic equivalent, by the way, of writing down the things that you did during the day instead of writing a to-do list of things you have to get done the next day. The writing down of things that you have gotten done, man, it gives you a great rush of, I think it's dopamine, where you get to experience that feeling of, wow, I got a lot accomplished. Even if it wasn't all the things that I initially set out to do, man, I am just crushing it. And this isn't a sort of delusion about what we should be getting done. There are concrete deadlines and concrete projects and concrete things that need to happen. But this is about leaving the guilt behind. Because guilt is not a productivity strategy. Y'all, it's just not. Your to-do list doesn't care how guilty you feel about not getting it done. And I really want to encourage us, as we are taking stock of these things, to approach things from curiosity instead of a sense of self-punishment and being really hard on ourselves. Academics are really good at being hard on ourselves, and we really now I'm going to sound like I'm putting another thing on you. We need to be worse about that, actually. We need to be easier on ourselves and approach it with a sense of curiosity and compassion, because as we're curious and compassionate toward ourselves, we'll be able to be curious and compassionate toward those that are under us, our students, our mentees, our colleagues. So I'd like us to consider doing, instead of a productivity tip, more like a summer debrief in the comments. I'd love to know, what are you proud of? First, what are you proud of from this summer? Second, what did you learn about yourself? Third, what are you taking with you into the fall? So what are you proud of? What are you proud of? What did you learn about yourself? And what are you taking with you into the fall? Let me know in the comments below, would you? I'll start by answering. I'm proud of myself that I showed up for myself this summer. And I showed up for you all here on Crayons. And I'm proud that I showed up for my toddler. What did I learn about myself? That I have more resilience and more patience than I ever thought possible. And that sometimes I need to call uncle. I need to call a timeout. And I need to call out for help. And there's no shame in that. And what am I taking into the fall? I'm taking a sense of priorities and what's important to me, that I can prioritize the important things and let the rest go and suck at the rest, because we're not going to be good at it all. So I'd love to know the answer to those 3 questions in the comments below. If you like this video, would you consider giving it a like and subscribe? It helps the algorithm, it helps the channel, and it helps us to build this community of writers and scholars, and to really further our scholarship together. In the fall, we are not going to be chasing academic productivity. Well, not in the traditional way. We're going to be chasing a calm semester. And I hope you'll join me for it. I'm really excited about the kinds of things that I'm going to be bringing you in the fall. In the meantime, trust your words. You're building real scholarship amidst a very real life. Every little bit counts, and I'm right here with you, cheering you on the whole way. Subscribe so you don't miss an episode, and join me next time for Crayons in My Manuscript. Bye-bye.